Muy buenos días a todos y todas. Espero estén muy bien. Mayerley, tengo una pregunta. ¿Hacemos esta bienvenida también en inglés para nuestros participantes? ¿Les parece? Para que no se sientan eh, lejos del espacio internacional en el cual nos
Por
movemos. Así que
supuesto.
vamos a hacer el cambio de switch. So, hello and welcome everyone for joining us today. It is a real pleasure to open this special webinar where we're spotlighting two exciting international opportunities for English for academic success and go abroad learning for sustainability programs. So we're thrilled to welcome our partners from CALDO. Rodrigo Delgado is here with us from CALDO. Also, University of Waterloo and University of Waterloo Grant Leach is with us. And from the Renison University College, Keely Cook is with us as well. So thank you, both of you, the three of you, for being with us and bringing these great programs to everyone here at USACH. I wanted to say also that we're very committed to creating a more global learning pathways for our students. And today's session is a great example of how international collaborations can open doors, expand perspectives, and inspire meaningful change, both in the classroom and beyond. To all the participants are with us and the ones hopefully will join us soon, thank you for tuning in. So if you're a student, a colleague, or a partner, we hope that this presentation leave you inspired and informed about these new ways to learn, growth, and connect globally. So thank you very much. And I would like to pass the mic to Rodrigo. Rodrigo from Caldo, how are you?
Very well. Thank you so much, Rene, for hosting us and inviting us to this presentation. Thank you, Marjorie, as well, and all the team from the International Office. It has been a pleasure to work with you along the years. So, yeah, as Rene is saying, we are quite happy to have this opportunity to talk a little bit more about Canada and our universities here in Canada. And today you will have an excellent presentation from Grant and Kelly that they are quite familiar as well with the University of Santiago, Universidad de Santiago, because we have been together there several times. So yeah, our last meeting was a couple of months ago at the Faculty of Engineering. So that's exactly what we want. And just briefly, I want to say that well, through CALDO, what we try to do basically is to facilitate the mobility of the students from Latin America, not only Chile, to Canada and the other way around. And that's exactly what we do through different kind of programs, master's programs, PhD programs, and at the same time, languages programs could be in English or French. Don't forget that Canada is a bilingual country. Officially, we are a Francophone and Anglophone country. So we have universities here that could offer their programs in both languages. Today, we will have a presentation, one of the universities that most of their programs are in English. So I am pretty happy to have this opportunity. And as I said, if you need more information about how CALDO could support your goals in terms of coming to Canada, please go to our website, caldo.ca. And you can follow us through different social media channels. So happy to support any kind of questions or interests that you want to explore with our universities here in Canada. Quickly, I'm going to switch to Spanish y voy a decir que yo soy chileno, soy exalumno de la Universidad de Santiago. Hoy día soy el director ejecutivo del consorcio CALDO acá en Canadá por los últimos 12 años ya a esta altura. He estado trabajando aquí. Pero la verdad les puedo decir que yo, al igual que ustedes, que están probablemente en sus casas, en algún minuto, yo no soy de la FAE, soy ingeniero comercial de la Santiago, eh, y después me vine a estudiar a Canadá, pero mi primer approach con Canadá fue a través de un programa como este, que estamos justamente conversando, donde vine por la primera vez a Montreal en ese minuto, a una universidad francófona que hicimos los cursos en inglés. y posteriormente a eso, la verdad, las cosas cambiaron. Me volví a venir a estudiar acá y después terminé justamente estudiando de nuevo y trabajando por acá, así que hoy día tengo el honor de estar trabajando para Canadá, hacia América Latina y obviamente como chileno, como USA chino, me interesa que más estudiantes como ustedes puedan llegar por acá. Así que también tengo este approach personal con la universidad y que me encantaría tener más gente justamente por acá. Así que coming back to my final words, so just to say thank you again for hosting us, guys. Has been usually a great pleasure to work with all you. So right now I'm gonna pass the mic to my colleagues Grant and Kelly, and have a wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rodrigo, and thank you, Dr. Garrido, and all of our friends at USACH. I, as Rodrigo said, had the pleasure of visiting your beautiful campus, and I'm really excited to go back again. But let's talk about ways for you folks to come to this side here in Canada at the University of Waterloo. My name is Grant. I'm the Director of Marketing and Recruitment, and I have the privilege of traveling all over the world, recruiting some of the world's best students for the University of Waterloo. I'm going to pass the mic to Keely, my colleague, to introduce herself.
Thank you, Grant, and thank you everyone for being here today. We're really excited to talk about the programs that we have to offer and showcase for you. My name is Keely Cook, and I'm an Assistant Director of Community and Professional Education at Renison University College on the campus of the University of Waterloo. And like Grant, I'm very fortunate to be in my role because I get to welcome all of the students when they actually come to our campus and work with you in our various programs, both English language, outreach, and study abroad options. So I think we should get started, Grant. What do you think?
I agree. So today, Keely and I are going to go over the region of Waterloo, where the University of Waterloo is located. We're going to talk about the amazing features of the University of Waterloo. We're going to tell you about Renison University College and what a university college is. And then we're going to dive right into our programs. We're going to talk about our English for Academic Success program and the amazing student experience in that program. And then we're going to talk about our second program called Go Abroad, Learning for Sustainability and Student, and we'll be talking about the student experience for that program as well. And then at the end, we're going to have an open question and answer session. You can feel free to type your questions in the chat, or if you're comfortable, you can turn your mic on and you can ask questions, or you can turn your camera on if you want to. We're a small enough group where I hope everybody feels safe to contribute or ask questions, but ask in any format that you want, and we'll be sure to get your questions answered today. So the University of Waterloo is located, actually, you can see that red dot right there. It's located in southern Ontario. The good thing about being in southern Ontario is that it's much warmer than other parts of Canada. Our summers are spectacular. I actually say there's nothing better than a Canadian summer. Maybe a Chilean summer is better, but I like to say Canada's is spectacular. You know, the sun stays out until almost 10 o'clock at night. But in the winter months, it does get cold here, but being in that southern location means it's a little bit warmer than other parts of Canada, like where Mr. Rodrigo Delgado lives. He lives closer to Ottawa, and it's much colder on that side than Waterloo. So we're located in southern Ontario. We're known as the Silicon Valley of Canada because we actually have over 1,700 startups in the Waterloo region. We're actually the second largest startup density in the world, and that's because of the University of Waterloo's unique startup ecosystem. We actually house Canada's most productive startup incubator. It's called called Velocity, and it's brilliant. Our students create amazing companies. We've had over 11 unicorn valuated companies, which means they've been valued at over $1 billion. So extremely successful startup ecosystem. And of course, it's a wonderful location, not far from Toronto. We're about an hour and 10 minutes west of Toronto. So students get to experience this high-tech, Silicon Valley of the North ecosystem, as well as Canada's largest city, the vibrant city of Toronto. And on
Grant,
top of that,
I'm sorry, I wanted to say also that we've had students from USAG that been at Velocity and they had a great experience that worked with different innovation programs. So we've had students there. So for the ones visiting that are attending now, that we've had that path, we've crossed to that places already. So
that's great. It's a pretty unique ecosystem, and we give full intellectual property to the creator, which is unique. Sometimes universities retain ownership of students' ideas or a big portion of a student's idea, but we were created differently at the University of Waterloo. We really want students to take their ideas beyond the idea stage and start successful business ventures. Now let's talk a little bit about the city of Waterloo. The city of Waterloo is a really vibrant young city. There's three higher education institutions located in the city of Waterloo. The University of Waterloo is one of those institutions, but there's two others. So what that means is it's a really young, vibrant city designed for young people just to have fun. You can see here the light rail transit system. That's new. It came in a few years ago, and it connects it's called the Tri-City, Kitchener, Waterloo, and Cambridge, and it's a very convenient. That train rolls right up onto the University of Waterloo campus. And as I said, there's tons of restaurants and nightlife and cultural experiences. Canada is an extremely multicultural environment, and you'll certainly feel that in the restaurants that are available here in the city of Waterloo. And the University of Waterloo is, of course, located in the city of Waterloo, but we are Canada's #1 comprehensive research university. We really help our students commercialize their research and create successful business ventures through that startup ecosystem that I told you about earlier. We have over 47,000 students in 100 undergraduate programs and 190 graduate programs. And of course, we're Canada's #1 school for entrepreneurs. So we've been the starting place for countless startup companies and student success stories. And another thing that's really amazing about Waterloo is we have the world's biggest paid work experience program. So our students, they get almost 2 years of paid work experience and up to 6 different work experiences in different companies while they do their undergraduate degrees with us. And this allows them to test drive what they like in a career, what they don't like in a career. It also helps to pay for a big part of the students' international fees. Students can pay about a third of their own international tuition and living fees by themselves through their earnings in the cooperative education program. So that's another reason why we're known as one of Canada's most innovative university because of that cooperative education experience. And what's great about Waterloo, even in the summer months, like July and August, the summers are here for us. Many other university campuses in Canada, the students go home. But because of our cooperative education program, we are a living, breathing campus all 12 months of the year that never changes because we can't possibly fit 2 years of paid work experience into our students' degrees without utilizing the summer months as a study period or a work period, depending on the student's program. So it's a brilliant time to experience Canada. and enjoy summer with us. Sorry, I wouldn't move here. So, Waterloo students are not only learning at the forefront of their field, but they're also gaining skills in adapting to our ever-changing world. And we all know the world changes quick, but Waterloo changes quick. We're innovative in everything that we do. And because of these skills, employers all around the world recognize a Waterloo degree. We have over 200,000 graduates worldwide, and we have more employer-student connections than any other university in the world. And Waterloo students are exceptional. They're all high achievers. Our admissions averages are among the highest in Canada, which means that we have some of the brightest students from across our amazing country of Canada and also from around the world joining Waterloo each year. So our students are really motivated and they're focused on gaining practical work experience through our world-renowned cooperative education program, which, as I said, allows them to get up to 6 paid work experiences while they study in their undergraduate degree. We have over 90 nationalities represented by our student body, and that's what also helps us to be so innovative, because all of these great minds from around the world are coming together in interdisciplinary research. We actually house, at the University of Waterloo, we house the world-renowned Water Institute. It's actually Canada's most, it has the bragging rights of being Canada's most interdisciplinary research center, where faculty from all 6 of our faculties, so engineering, our faculty of math and computer science, our faculty of arts, humanities and social sciences, our business students, our science students, our environment students, all across these faculties, our researchers are conducting interdisciplinary research in the areas of sustainable development and water preservation. So it's a really brilliant university, and we also house Canada's largest faculty of environment. So we're going to be talking to you today about sustainable development goals. So I wanted to give you some of that context about the University of Waterloo. Let's move on. So we talked about this. We're #1 in Canada for graduate employment, and we're one of the top universities in the world. Our QS rankings were actually at number 112, and those were the QS rankings for 2024, and we continually keep going up and up. We don't have a medical school at the University of Waterloo, so those rankings are impacted through that impact that we don't have a medical school, but we do have a faculty of health at the University of Waterloo. And Renison University College is one of the 4 university colleges on the campus of the University of Waterloo. We're like a smaller community within the bigger campus, and it's a brilliant place to study and to learn. So we're one of the most sought after residence facilities for the University of Waterloo students. So we house students from all 6 faculties, and we house a variety of University of Waterloo degree programs like Culture and Language Studies. We house the English Language Institute for all of the language programs for the University of Waterloo. We house the 2nd largest major in Waterloo's Faculty of Arts. It's called Social Development Studies. We house Waterloo's Bachelor of Social Work and Masters of Social Work programs. And we're known as having the most amazing student experience. And we're going to talk to you about that student experience today. So I'm going to pass the mic over to my colleague Keely, who's going to talk to you about our first program that we're discussing today. It's called the English for Academic Success Program, or EFAS. Over to you, Keely.
Thank you, Grant. So the very first full-term program that we want to showcase is, of course, our English for Academic Success, or EFAS program. Now, this is a unique academic English program that offers students more than just English language instruction in the conventional way. Yes, you can go ahead, Grant. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so this is a full-term program option. The program, of course, as the name suggests, has an academic focus, and that makes it a great option for a variety of individuals, including prospective undergraduate or graduate students who may be interested in meeting the language requirements for admission to the University of Waterloo. But it's also great for students who are interested in studying English in Canada at one of the nation's most innovative universities. It's also great for those looking to develop test-taking skills and strategies to prepare for a standardized English exam. So it's useful in many different ways and for many different reasons. But the students who participate in the EFAS program not only improve their English language skills, but they do so in a very integrated and dynamic manner that reflects what is truly needed to succeed in an academic and professional environment. The EFAS program is benchmarked to the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, or CEFR, which is a global standard in English language proficiency. The program has 3 levels, which range from a CEFR B1 to a CEFR C1, or low intermediate through to advanced. Successful completion of EFAS at the highest level satisfies the English language requirement for studies at the University of Waterloo. And it also equips students with the skills and strategies needed to do well on any standardized proficiency test. So if we move, well, actually, I just want to highlight, sorry, on this slide too, that students are going to benefit from about 20 hours of programming each week. They'll experience opportunities to further develop skills through meetings with instructors during office hours, as well as participating in workshops and having one-on-one check-in meetings with our academic advisor. Students in EFAS also have access to a variety of student engagement events that are designed to support and enrich language learning. And finally, students at the end of the program receive an achievement report or transcript and a certificate of participation from Renison University College at the University of Waterloo. So if we skip ahead to the next slide, Grant, thank you. In the EFAS program, students benefit from 3 core courses in the areas of academic reading and listening, writing and research in academic contexts, and academic communication through conversation and presentation. Each course enables students to gain necessary skills to succeed and excel in the academic environment. So in their courses, students will do everything from improving active listening and note-taking to developing self-editing and research strategies, as well as improving confidence in various speaking situations, including small seminars or more formal academic presentations. Now, these classes come together on the schedule that we'll see on the next slide. If we can skip ahead, please, Grant. Right, so here you can see how all of these 3 classes fit into your weekly schedule throughout the week. Now, this is your class calendar, but there's a lot happening outside of class, and this is my favorite calendar here. So in addition to the actual academic part of the program, our amazing student experience team also has a number of activities and events planned for students during their time in EFAS. We have social events like speed friending, which allows students to get helpful conversation practice while meeting new people and making new friends. We offer immersion events and excursions to places like Toronto and Niagara Falls. And these trips really do support students in connecting with local Canadian culture. Our team also delivers a number of academic and career development-oriented workshops and events, so students can improve skills that are especially important to their field of study. And this includes things like time management workshops, but as well as faculty-specific tours, such as a tour of the Faculty of Engineering. The EFAS Student Council, as you can see here, it looks like it's portrayed every Wednesday on your screen. This provides students with the opportunity to develop leadership skills in English during their time in Canada. On the next slide, I want to highlight the dates and fees. The EFAS program runs throughout the year in the winter, spring, and fall terms. And this slide highlights our upcoming 2025 dates and fees. These fees include tuition, all of your class materials, health insurance, as well as student services. Accommodations can be also arranged, but they are subject to additional fees and availability. We are pleased today to offer you a 10% tuition discount for the spring and fall 2025 offerings of EFAS. So please ensure that you're contacting Lowry Pacheco. Her contact here is on the screen to claim your discount. And so now I think we're going to move to our other full-term program, Go Abroad, Learning for Sustainability, or GOALS program.
Thank you so much, Keely. And yes, I agree with you. That fun calendar is the best calendar. So this 15-week program is designed to help students enrich their 21st century skills, or we used to call these soft skills, like leadership skills, presentation skills, cross-cultural communication, but we call them 21st century skills now. And this program is designed so that students can, effectively engage in academic contexts as well as professional contexts, and also to engage across cultures. We have some amazing courses built into this program, and it's a project-based course, which is really exciting for many reasons. You'll develop your critical thinking skills, you'll develop your creative problem-solving skills, and I think many of you are engineering students in the audience. This program is not designed just for engineering students. It's meant to be interdisciplinary, but we apply Waterloo's world-renowned design thinking process within this program. You're going to learn that as a part of the program. And I failed to mention to you folks before that we're #1 in Canada for engineering. So our innovative thinking and that design thinking process is woven into this program, as well as collaborative communication, and all the while exploring relevant global issues like those emphasized by the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. Let me just advance here. So who is the GOALS program designed for? It's a unique study abroad opportunity that's ultimately designed for students who are interested in studying abroad in Canada at one of our nation's most innovative universities, and for students who are looking to explore the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals while gaining really important skills for academic success as well as future success, in the employment sector. I told you we house the world-renowned Water Institute tackling sustainable development goals and Canada's largest faculty of environment. I also told you Waterloo has the world's biggest paid work experience program. So a big part of this program also is helping students articulate their skill development within the project that you're going to be working on for future job interviews. So it's a great program, and we're really excited to be presenting it to you today. So learning how SDGs are being researched here at the University of Waterloo across all 6 of our faculties, and how they're being commercialized in many cases, students will ultimately develop their own creative solutions in the process of becoming a globally minded citizen, a socially conscious citizen in this world. And we need more of that in this world, especially now. So GOALS students will benefit from approximately 20 hours per week of programming per week, in addition to their orientation and campus tour on the first day of the program. And just like EFAS, this is content that's based on the Common European Framework of Reference, which is that international standard for language proficiency. And in the program, you'll benefit from individual feedback from our amazing instructors and during their regularly scheduled sessions, and you'll get amazing supports from our student experience team, such as check-in meetings and workshops. And at the end of the program, you'll receive an achievement report and a certificate of participation from Renison at the University of Waterloo. And let's dive into what you'll learn in the Go Abroad Learning for Sustainability program. So GOAL students will participate in 3 skill courses, including communication, innovation, and culture. And then they'll also participate in that team-based project course in which you'll learn how to apply that design thinking process. And it's not just for engineers, it's an interdisciplinary program, but we're applying that world-renowned design thinking process so that students will come together and collaboratively address real-world issues. So in these skill courses, students like you will develop skills for the 21st century, including research and communication, self-reflection, intercultural sensitivity and awareness, and critical thinking, all the while that you're embracing the unknowns, that ambiguity of an unknown and uncertainty, and using that unknown and uncertainty to help push for growth and how to innovate within a problem. So in part 1 of the project course, students will develop personal accountability, and they'll determine how to best work in a team. You'll be given tools and knowledge to engage and to unpack a larger global issue. And then, of course, you'll learn that there's a need for action to address these issues. And then you'll learn how to apply that design cycle inquiry and analysis to these challenges. And then building on that foundation in part 2 of the project-based course, students will take the lead and you'll apply your learning from all of part 1 of the project, but also you'll apply the learning from the communication, culture, and innovation courses. And you'll begin addressing with your team an SDG of your choosing, and you'll apply your learning and your project management tools that we're providing you in this program to analyze challenges and evaluate potential consequences and responses, and you'll collaboratively determine a mitigation strategy or solution, and you will present your findings on that solution as like a capstone presentation at the end. And of course, again, the ability to articulate your role in this project, what challenges you experienced, how you applied Waterloo's world-renowned design thinking process to mitigate your strategy is really meaningful content for future job interviews. We're all about employment at the University of Waterloo, so building that in is an important part of our program. So again, very similar class structure. You'll begin your classes at 9:30 in the morning, and they go from Monday to Friday. And then we break for lunch, and you pick back up in the afternoon, and you finish at 12:30 to 2 or 2:30. And then on some days, there's a second class that goes from 2:30 to 4. But then, just like in Keely's area, she's not the only fun one at Waterloo. I'll show you some fun too on my slide. Here's a sample calendar of the events that you'll get to experience in the Go Abroad Learning for Sustainability program. As you can see, there's the bigger trips are happening on the weekend. This is just 1 month. You would be here for almost 4 months. So this is a sample, but the bigger trips happen on the weekend. So you can see there's a Niagara Falls trip on the Saturday, and there's a St. Jacobs. Oh, we didn't talk about St. Jacobs. St. Jacobs Market is Canada's largest year-round market, and it's a brilliant experience. It's a subculture within our culture here. It's the Mennonite Mennonite community, and it's a brilliant trip. Niagara Falls, of course, is a life-changing experience, and the Canadian side of Niagara Falls is truly breathtaking. So there's also trips to Toronto, to the CN Tower, to Niagara, or to Canada's Wonderland, which is kind of like our Disneyland here in Canada. So it's action-packed and filled with activities with upper year University of Waterloo students across all 6 of our faculties who are there to really keep you engaged, keep you active, and having fun while you're on the campus of the University of Waterloo. So the goals program for 2025 are listed here. It's running in the fall. It goes from September 5th until December the 12th. And again, we're giving our friends at USACH an exclusive 10% discount from the program. And if you're interested, you can contact our colleague Lowry Pacheco at caldo.ca. She's colleagues with Rodrigo. So don't hesitate to connect. And if you have questions, Lowry can connect you with team members here at the University of Waterloo to answer any of your questions that maybe we didn't get to answer today. So I'd like to stop there, but I'd also like to flag we do have other programs, but we're highlighting these ones where we have a special discount to CALDO, through CALDO and through our amazing partners at USACH. So we're happy to answer and engage any questions that you folks have.
Well, Grant and Kelly, thank you very much for your presentation. We do not have any questions in the chat right now, but I do have one question.
Sure.
Yes. There is the applicants need to provide a proof English proficiency like TOEFL or ELT score to join these programs.
I'm gonna pass the mic to my colleague Keely to answer that question. But go ahead, Keely.
Yeah, thanks. So students will, on their first day of the program, they'll have a program orientation, but they'll also write a diagnostic placement test that will determine, the level that they're going to go into. For the goals program, we do ask that students have a minimum B1, and on our website, and I think maybe if this webinar lasts a little bit longer, I can put the link in the chat. We do provide a link to a very simple diagnostic test so that students can see sort of where they place in terms of their language ability. But we don't ask for a formal submission of a language test, no.
Okay, well, thank you. And
Yes.
another
Obviamente,
question.
perdón. Perdón, quería decir que pueden hacer las preguntas en español también, así
También.
que
Fantástico.
sí, por supuesto, si alguien tiene alguna pregunta en español, la pueden hacer en español sin ningún problema.
A ver si se animan a hacer las preguntas en español. Sí, también revisé que los programas lo hacen en distintas épocas del año. ¿Esto sucede cada año más o menos en esas fechas? ¿Rodrigo?
So basically, she's asking if the dates for the programs are regularly the same each year, because she realized that based on the information that you were providing, exactly those are regular programs that you are offering through the year.
Yeah, these are regularly offered in these terms. We have 3 terms at the University of Waterloo. We've got a fall term, a winter term, and a spring term. And then we also have a summer, kind of like a summer intensive programs, which run in July and August. But these programs that we listed today run pretty much the same dates. There could be a little discrepancy of a few days plus or minus each term, but the general term structure is the same year after year.
Las fechas son más o menos las mismas, hay algunas variaciones, pero dependiendo de los periodos, pero en general más o menos similar.
Más o menos.
Así que hay una pregunta ahí, ¿no?
Sí, veamos.
Aquí hay alguien pregunta, hello everyone, are there ways to fund the program? Desafortunadamente para este tipo de programas, la verdad, no hay muchas alternativas de financiamiento. Y algo que yo siempre explico en los webinars o presentaciones que hacemos muchas veces en América Latina, en general, en primer lugar, los estudios en general acá en Canadá, comparativamente con varios otros países, son más económicos. Eso es una primera cosa. Segundo, la mayoría de los programas de becas o apoyos existen solamente para áreas de investigación, ¿ok? O sea, que son las áreas donde se requiere que haya un mayor interés para poder eh, tener estudiantes, para poder seguir algún programa de maestría, de investigación o doctorado. En general, todo lo que son los programas más de tipo corto plazo, formación profesional, formación lingüística, es muy escaso, la verdad que, y eso no es solamente en Chile, por lo demás, eso es la misma tónica en toda América Latina.
Perfecto, sí. Rodrigo, y otra consulta, en términos de lo que tiene que ver con la orientación para visados, como la documentación necesaria, como orientarlos, ¿suelen tener alguna sesión informativa, orientativa para los estudiantes interesados en estos programas?
Lo que pasa es que aquí hay una cosa importante a recordar. O sea, nosotros, las universidades, o a través de Caldo, no tenemos ninguna... y aquí un poco para que entiendan. En Canadá, el Ministerio de Inmigración no tiene nada que ver con el Ministerio de Relaciones Exteriores, ¿ok? O sea, son dos ministerios completamente aparte. Por lo tanto, ni siquiera las embajadas nuestras directamente en América Latina o la embajada canadiense en Chile tampoco tiene que ver directamente con el tema de las visas, ¿ok? Sino que son directamente a través de las oficinas de inmigración que hay en distintos países de América Latina que atienden a todos los países de la región. Dicho eso, el mejor lugar para acceder a toda esa información es el sitio web de educanada.ca, ¿ok? Que es el sitio web del gobierno de Canadá, educanada.ca. Ahora, ahí van a encontrar toda esa información, pero sí hay una excelente noticia. En el caso de Chile, y que es una de las pocas excepciones en América Latina, todos los programas o sea, todo lo que sean visas por periodos o permisos de venir a Canadá, mejor dicho, no visas necesariamente, sino que permisos para venir a Canadá por menos de 6 meses, la verdad que hoy día se sacan con una ETA, que se llama. Electronic Authorization Form. Entonces, eh, eso está en la información, de hecho lo pueden encontrar a través de la embajada, lo pueden encontrar a través de este sitio web que les acabo de mencionar, pero eso hace el proceso también, eh, si son menos de 6 meses, bastante más sencillo en términos generales. Si son programas más de largo plazo, si alguien está explorando el hacer una maestría, un doctorado o en el fondo venir por un largo periodo de tiempo, más de 6 meses, claro, ahí sí se necesitan otro tipo de documentos que son ya las visas de estudio. Así que eso es una buena cosa en el caso de Chile.
Sí, pues. Tenemos más preguntas, afortunadamente. Jessica Carrasco nos pregunta, se conectó un poquito después de comenzar, entonces nos quiere saber si estos programas son presenciales, se requiere viajar a Canadá o existen algunas alternativas de clases online.
Kelly, do you want to answer that?
Sorry, you're asking about online classes, is that correct?
So she was asking if the programs that you were presenting could be offered in some cases because she arrived a little bit late to the presentation. So she
Okay.
was asking if the programs are on site in Canada, on ground in Chile, or online.
I think, unfortunately, all of the programming that we offer geared at an undergraduate and graduate university level, all of those programs are offered only in an in-person setting on the campus of the University of Waterloo. We don't offer anything online. I'm sorry about that.
Todo hoy día estos programas se ofrecen de manera presencial en la Universidad de Waterloo.
Fantástico. Muchas gracias, Kelly. Thank you very much, Kelly. Otra pregunta. Are there other programs besides ELAB to the internships?
Sí, Chile
Yes.
tiene otro programa para hacer internships que se llama Con Canadá, aparte de ELAB, que es efectivamente, Diego, una alternativa para poder venir a hacer research internships acá a Canadá, pero también se puede hacer a través del programa MyTax, ¿ok? Y aquí Majorly nos puede ayudar. Yo no sé, Majorly, si ustedes están todavía en el programa MyTax, porque son solo algunas universidades en Chile por el momento. No sé si ustedes siguen en ese programa.
Tendría que consultar internamente, Rodrigo, para darte una respuesta más concreta. Pero lo
Sí,
voy
porque en
lo voy
realidad,
a consultar.
sí, porque en realidad yo sé que hay cupos que tiene la Católica, hay cupos que tiene la Universidad de Chile, Valparaíso, Concepción, etcétera, porque las universidades se inscribían a participar en esto. Y ahí, como digo, Diego, MyTax, que se escribe MiTax, ¿ok? En español, es otra entidad que permite justamente ese tipo de actividades, ¿ok?
I'd like to
Perfecto.
add something too. We have at the University of Waterloo, we have, as I said, we're the #1 comprehensive research university in Canada, and we have a very sophisticated graduate student mobility program. It's called the International Visiting Graduate Student, or IVGS program, and ultimately it allows students from USACH to find a supervisor here on our side at the University of Waterloo. And it's brilliant. It connects a researcher on your side with a researcher on our side through your amazing work as a student. And we can accept you up to 2 years, from 6 months to 2 years, to do your research on our side, and it's completely free of charge. So if you're getting funding through MyTax or ELAP, this is a brilliant opportunity for you to come and to do some exceptional research, learn about, our startup incubators and how we really work towards commercialization of research. And I put in the chat a link for students if they're interested in taking part in the IVGS program. It's all of the steps, but ultimately the step is finding a researcher. And my tip to you is do your research before you connect with the researcher. You should understand, read their papers, really look at and think about how you can support that researcher, how your interests align with that researcher. So don't be premature in reaching out. Do your research because they are selective, but it's a brilliant program and one really great opportunity for us to have stronger connections with your amazing institution.
Thank you, Grant, for all the information that you are giving us. I think we have great opportunities and so many things to check. And thank you to the students desk,
Yes,
Jessica
thank you.
and Diego, and invite them to contact us if they want more information, to all, of course, but all the students can always write an email to us, and we can connect with Waterloo or Rodrigo, etc. So I do not have any other questions. I don't know if Renee wants to say something before we finish the webinar.
I think we would like to continue to explore different opportunities. Our students are keen to looking into more options, also providing bilateral agreements of mobility, for example, to explore and make the relationship stronger is also encouraged, on my side at least, and also to have more meaningful declaration of interest through mobility or through other options. So the idea now is to expand the relationship as well. So we are looking forward to maybe having an offline continued conversation regarding how we can move forward, especially with the mobility agreements, and also to Because one of the things that we've seen in the past 10 years, for example, the greatest impulse of mobility for our students is not through networks, but through bilateral agreements. So that is the meat of our student mobility. So that's one of the things that we need to increase. So bilateral agreements are greatly appreciated by our students because that way we can access to different kind of funding as well, not through the other options that we are part of. So, and in a way, we're also promoting, and we are setting up different strategies to increase the level of English of our students. That's in the books. I have a lot of things that I asked in my to-do list, but that to-do list hopefully will make great impact in our students to choose non-Spanish speaking universities as well.
Hey, absolutely. We'd be really eager to connect.
Yeah,
Mhm.
please
Great.
go ahead.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Through Rodrigo, we're really looking forward to connecting further and exploring stronger synergies with your great institution. It's certainly impressive. I know I've been there myself, and your students have come to our campus. Yeah, we're really looking forward to taking things offline and forging stronger connections.
Great then. It's we have 10 witnesses of this of this conversation. So, and also everyone that will see this online further on. So maybe we'll shake on it virtually, and then we continue moving forward offline.
Sure. Thank
Great.
you.
Something that I just want to mention, voy a decirlo en español porque tal vez para que todos también conozcan claramente. El tema de como dijo René, eh, los acuerdos son súper importantes y de hecho la idea es construir más acuerdos que faciliten eso sin ninguna duda. Sin embargo, también a través del acercamiento de estudiantes directamente a profesores de nuestras universidades, aunque no haya un acuerdo firmado, puede ser una excelente herramienta para construir un acuerdo. O sea, que ese sea el camino para que se construya un acuerdo. Porque muchas veces lo que vemos nosotros acá, es que quién es el driver de un acuerdo internamente con otras universidades es un profesor. Es un profesor que quiere seguir trabajando con la universidad X, con alumnos de esa universidad. Por lo tanto, en realidad, muchas veces el tener por nuestra parte un sponsor, let's put it that way, para ese acuerdo funciona muy bien, porque eso de alguna otra manera facilita el que realmente no haya un acuerdo y que no se firme un acuerdo y que al final sea un acuerdo vacío, ¿me explico? Sino que sea un acuerdo que efectivamente ya traiga cosas concretas en la comprensión del acuerdo propiamente tal. Entonces, también el mensaje ahí a los estudiantes es que no, yo sé que es un poco distinto a cómo funciona en Chile, pero aquí en Canadá no tengan ningún temor en contactar a nuestros profesores directamente. Lo único importante es que, como dijo Grant, es que en realidad el tema es competitivo en general. Por lo tanto, hagan su labor de averiguar en detalle en qué áreas se está trabajando, cómo ustedes pueden, y piénsenlo como un trabajo, cómo ustedes pueden contribuir a ese laboratorio, a ese profesor, a ese trabajo donde van a llegar. No lo vean como, y por favor, no manden un correo diciendo, yo estoy interesado en hacer una pasantía de investigación, ¿qué me ofrece? O sea, nadie les va a responder. O sea, con eso les digo todo. Nadie les va a responder. O sea, al final, ustedes tienen que ser tremendamente proactivos en decir, yo quiero ir a trabajar con usted, profesor, tanto, porque usted trabaja en estos temas que yo estoy interesado, yo he trabajado en estos temas y yo sé que yo puedo contribuir de esta manera. Esa es la lógica.
Totalmente de acuerdo, Rodrigo. La comunicación efectiva es muy importante para realizar ese tipo de cosas. Las relaciones que se construyen en base a las relaciones directas que se construyen son extremadamente favorables, y de alguna manera esta otra ruta tiene que ver hacia incrementar la movilidad, porque es la única manera en la cual nosotros podemos entregar financiamiento a nuestros estudiantes. Si no es a través de movilidad, eso es complejo, y contamos con el 100% del apoyo de ustedes desde Canadá para poder apoyar a nuestros estudiantes. Sin embargo, a través de la movilidad por asignaturas o movilidades cortas que nosotros podemos apoyar y financiar a partir de nuestra universidad, va a permitir una mayor vitrina. Y esa vitrina es como ir a un restaurante. Cuando tú vas a un restaurante y tú vas a recomendar ese restaurante a todos los otros, entonces esto empieza a crecer.
Estoy de acuerdo.
Y por otro lado, también el mismo ejercicio, que nuestros estudiantes conozcan que tenemos académicos de distintas facultades que han hecho sus doctorados en Canadá, que permite un vínculo mucho más fuerte. Los traumas que se generan en el doctorado en las universidades donde uno, I'm going to translate that because I think this is going to be funny for Keely and Grant. So all the trauma, we're talking about faculty members that did their PhD in Canada. So all the trauma involved during your PhD creates a sense of ownership of the university, that you will continue having that relationship further on. So for our students, that is an ambassador. It's not only a faculty member that is at USACH, but it's a person who knows how Canada works, who went through what they might be doing. That way is a way to strengthen relationships and creating more meaningful two-way direction into other projects and other areas that already, we know that exist, and we need to bring them more to surface.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Those connections that are forged, short-term experiences, students coming for research, people doing their PhDs certainly do stay connected to the institution and bring back those connections when they're returning home. So it's a brilliant way to forge stronger connections between our two exceptional institutions and countries, to be honest. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So we encourage them. Canada is great. This university is also great, and maybe, Rodrigo, we can continue doing this route and to promote and to bring a window of opportunities to our students in a more meaningful way. So that way, we've known each other for a while now. So we wanna have concrete. We had this conversation with before, Rodrigo. We want actions, and that actions more than words. And I'm here for that as well.
That's good. That's good.
Well, thank you, Grant and Kelly, for your presentation. I don't know if you can share with us the presentation, the PDF document. Maybe you can send by email. I can share with all the assistants. And before we go, decirles a todos que el video va a estar colgado en nuestro sitio web, el video del webinar, para que lo puedan revisar con detenimiento, y también una vez que tenga la presentación se las vamos a mandar por email para que tengan todos los datos de Lauri, si tienen consultas, etcétera. Igual también nos pueden escribir a todos los que están todavía conectados a nuestra oficina de Relaciones Internacionales y los vamos a ayudar con cualquier duda que ustedes tengan. Así que eso es todo. Muchísimas gracias, Kelly and Grant. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you too. Thank you, folks. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Gracias,
Bye.
Rodrigo.
See you soon. See you soon.
Muy bien. Gracias, René. Gracias, Mayerly.
Chao, nos vemos. Que estén muy bien.
Chao, gracias.
Chao.